From our Classic Rock Corner, stay tuned for a guitar tutorial on the solo of Boston's More Than a Feeling. We shall be right back. I shall be right back.
Play like a pro at String Sound Studio.
Oh, my pig. Hi, good day. Mike Violette of String Sound Studios. I'll shut the phase shifter off there. You'll hear it phasing and phasing. Hi, hope you're doing well out there. And today we are going to concentrate on more than that, but five main concepts which will enable you to play the solo of More Than a Feeling. And I did this last week back by popular demand. And I wasn't quite happy with the audio, so I'm doing it again. There's a variety of reasons, right? But let's stick with those two. So we are streaming to you from YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch. Sometimes on Daily Motion and a couple others as well in DLive. I will be back on those after I do some more audio checks on those. And remember to please subscribe, especially to YouTube. That's probably the most popular venue to do it with. And hit that bell for notifications. We need more people on our YouTube and also Vimeo. Subscribe to everything. Instagram, String Sound Studios. Facebook, String Sound Studios. Everything you can find, String Sound Studios, because I do these, and I do these for nothing. And I hope you enjoy them, and you get a lot of educational and enjoyment out of them, okay? So again, we're going to talk about five different concepts that will enable you to play this. All right. I just want to wish my tech, who is not here tonight, Kelly, a happy birthday, because it's her birthday, so we gave her the night off. Well, she just took the night off. I had no control over that. She said, I don't want to work on my birthday. I'm just kidding. Happy birthday, Kelly, and we'll see her back when we do a live stream again. All right, let's get going. So we're going to talk about a lot of different things in here, and I'm going to zoom in and show you what to do. There's quite a few things going on in this short solo, and it's a great one to do. And I hope the sound was good. We're going to talk about effects also. So let's get going. Let me zoom in, and let's play. The position I'm covering is basically from about fifth position, all the way up to 14th. Of course, you go down at the end of the solo and you play the chords. Well, we're going to concentrate on mostly the solo, all right? And the chords at the end are simple. They're like D, E minor, G, something like that, okay? I'll take a listen again. Now, when you first start out with this song, okay, I'm going to start out in sixth position. Just want to throw something at you. If you do have the score, all right, the score doesn't change key, okay, but it should. The song is listed as it's in G, according to the key signature. However, there's a lot of C sharps in here to me, and the way the chord progression is going, you have A chords in there, and D and G and E minor. It's really more or less the solo is in the key of D. Okay, so you have C sharps in there. Be careful with that. All right, and that's the exact note we're going to start right out on. So let's take a look, and you have slides. So we have vibrato, we have slides, we have all kinds of slurs. Well, let's take a look. We're going to start here. I'll play here as best as I can. All right. Comes in on the beat of 2. So 3, 4, 1. Now, there's a few ways to do that. I'm going to show you how I do it, and because you can do this in a lot of different positions. So let's take a look. Again, we're going to start out on this C sharp here and go 3, 4, 1. Do that. I want to go back to fifth for a reason you'll see in a moment. So let's try that again. Let's play that together. And I'm going to talk about the 16th note triplets also on the vibrato. But 3, 4, 1. All right, let's stop there a moment and analyze what we did. I came from here, the C sharp, then I went D, right, to the E, F sharp, and there I have my vibrato, a little bit of vibrato on that. Now, if you're relatively new to guitar, okay, vibrato is making that pitch fluctuate a little bit. Let's not overdo it, but there's ways to do it, and it's not just, oh, I go like this with my finger. You have to be really loose with your thumb. You know, B.B. King does a lot of this. I know Larry Carlton does that too, and some people do that as well. You could do that and bring your thumb out. That gives you a really good vibrato. Okay? So you have to be really loose. You can't grip the guitar tight on that when you're playing vibrato. Okay? I believe you can see everything. I'm looking at my monitor right now. So let's try that again and go to that vibrato. 3, 4, 1. Okay? Now that sustains, and then you play another F sharp. All right, let's talk about this. We have this 8th note here on the G, and then on the second half of the 8th note, the upbeat, half beat if you want to call it, it's not really an 8th note, the first part is, we have a 16th note, triplet. And that includes a hammer and a pull-off. So there's a lot going on in this solo, and Tommy Schultz seems to love those kind of ornamentations. It's a kind of almost very Baroque, like classical or Baroque era type stuff. All right. What do we have this here? Yes, they use them in rock, handed down from generations and generations, those ideas. So this ornament here, because a good way to practice this is if you did something like this. Watch. Get that 8th note in there. Instead of playing this right away, we'll talk about that in a minute, okay? Find that rhythm, find that upbeat, right? 2 and, it's on 3. 3 and 4 and... So you might want to practice that little phrase to get that rhythm. So let's try that again. 3, 4, 1. All right. Now let's talk about the hammer pull. So make sure you get this 3 and 4 and... Because right at that point, when you hit that F sharp, you're going to play a hammer and then a pull off. So it's not... It's this. So watch. Slide back. Now let's talk about the hammer pull-off. All right. When you hammer, a hammer is going from a lower note to a higher note. Let's just say for our purposes on the same string, a lower note to a higher note. Right? By use of using your fretting hand only, in my case, my left hand, my picking hand. So you play the note, and then you smash it into the fretboard. Okay? So you got to get some power into that and keep your finger arched. See that? Now, there's a couple things to do in that. When you do this, because I know I'm doing a pull-off, I want to show you something here. I talk about this all the time. Because we're going to do a pull-off, right? All right, let's take a look at my finger there. I'm trying to target that right there. Not just, play on your fingertips. When we're playing on our fingertips, there's certain places to play depending upon what we're doing. So when I do this, I know I got a pull-off coming, right? So I'm very up, I'm very, my hand facing out, my fingers are very arched. I got a pull-off. So I want to play more here. I don't want to play back on this part of the thing because then I'll be grabbing the string too much and I won't be able to pull it off. All right? And you're going to bend the string and you're going to go a little out of tune. So watch, when you do the hammer, mash it in. When you do a pull off, what I do is I snap it down. I don't do this. I don't play this and throw my finger off. I want to stay close. So the motion from the pull off is more like this and going down to the next string. See that? Okay? And so you're not going to get a sound out of the other string. Okay? There's ways to... Make sure your nails are all cut here too. All right? So just with that little bit of the song there, a couple phrases, right? One big long phrase. So far, we did a slide. Well, not slide. You can slide that. And that's the C sharp, remember? Okay, now what? Well, we did slurs, we did hammered. We're doing slurs, that's a type of slur. Slurs are, you can do slides, that's a slur. A hammer, of course, that's a slur. A pull-off, that's a slur. So a slur is not so much articulating the note with your picking hand, okay? It's making the note sound, it's legato, very legato playing, all right? All right? So you're doing things like that. You're making it sound very smooth and very connected. It's called a slur. It's just like, picture someone slurring their speech and they're putting all their syllables together, okay? So that's done in music quite often. For example, a good way to, I guess a good analogy would be if you were singing la, right? La 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 la. If you're singing something like that, if you slur that, la, all right? So you're not articulating and accenting each note. So that's a little bit about slurring, the idea of it. Slides, pull-offs, hammer, even bends, bends are part of slurring, and we're going to go into that now. And the next part, and the reason, you understand the reason why I do things the way I do, and I work out these positions. I don't know what Tommy Schultz does, but I work out these positions is because, well, I got to bend here, right? So I want to bend this note. See? So I'm targeting this because I need to bend this note. And I don't want to bend it with my second finger. I can, it's just, to me, it's harder and, all right? So when you're doing something like this, you want to get your other fingers behind that. Not that I can't do it with two, I just think in this instance, it's best to go back because you can. Sometimes you have no choice, but in this case, work out a position where you could get your stronger fingers and get those other fingers behind it to bend. And that's what we're doing here. So take a look. I'm going to play it from the beginning, and then we're going to go into the bend, okay? 3, 4, 1. All right? And we're bending that G up to this note in A. That would be a whole step bend. So you really got to use your ears a lot when you do this. See how I can put my other fingers behind that and bend up? So watch again. Then he releases it. Plays the D here. 8th note. Here we have the 16th note triplet on the beat of 4, right on down of 4, right? So before we had the 16th note triplet occurring midway through the beat on the end. The latter part of it is on the upbeat of 4, right? So we're doing this. I'll just play the bend. Ready? 3, 4. Okay. Again, 3, 4. So now you have the hammer pull. Let's go to that 16th note triplet, okay? It's just E, which is an E. I'm in 5th position. You can see the part of the guitar, the nut piece of the guitar all the way there, okay? So you can see the positions, right? There's 3, 5. All right, so this is 3. There's your dot, 3. There's 5, right? Let's go to that 16th note. That's the next part. So let's take it from the bend. 3, 4. So I play this note. I go back to that after the 16th note. That's kind of, to me, a good practice point, kind of a resolution to the D. Okay? So you could practice these in, of course, you should practice phrases, but this goes all the way, he's targeting all the way to that F sharp to me. So we start it from the beginning. I'll do it again. 3, 4, 1. That's a really good place to practice till I use the pick now. No worry, we'll get all the way up to here later, okay? All right, so hope you can see everything. I do this on, of course, I do it on purpose. I'm doing this so you don't have to look all the way down here and look back and forth. Okay, what string is Mike playing? It's a little bit hard to play here. You might hear some clicking. However, it's so much easier to see. Oh, I'm playing this string, then moving here, and that's why I play like that, okay? So I don't like this split screen stuff, and being from a perspective of a guitar player myself, when I try to look at someone on a video and I'm looking this way and looking that way, okay, you got to listen, of course. But as far as a video, as far as visualizing something, it's much easier to do it like this. And that's my opinion. All right, let's try it from the beginning again, and I'm going to play it really slow. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, I'm going to do it again. I throw my phase shifter on. Take that phase shifter off sometimes there. Okay, I had it on for the whole solo. I'll talk about what the effects I'm using later to try to get sounding something like this, okay? He's using his Rockman sustainers. And all right, 3, 4, 1. There we go. We're up to that point now, okay? So let's back it up. We're going to start from right at the 16th note trip, and we're going to continue, okay? We have more. So this. Now I go back to 7th there. As you saw, I slid up. Got a little vibrato on that F sharp. He's vibratoing, it seems like he's vibratoing certain notes more than others. And that F sharp is constantly vibrato, a little on some other notes, a lot of vibrato. So that's kind of his resolution point. That's his safe tone. He's going to that F sharp all the time. Okay? I love Boston. I love when they first came out in the late 70s, was it? Great stuff, great. This is a great album, right? You know, those things you put on they spin. Okay. So let's take it from the 16th note, okay? A little bit into the solo there, a few bars in, the 3rd bar in, let's say. This. Now, what do? I'm in 7th. All right, let's go back to this. So from here, now watch. So I'm going to start from this 16th note triplet again. Here's a bend. And there's another resolution point, okay? That's your A. That's a long value tone. It's a really resolution point. Not yet. He's going back to the F sharp, okay? But that's, let's say that's a tone we're letting it breathe a little bit. All right. So let's start out. Let's skip the 16th note and triplet to the 8th note, and let's start right from here, a little bit into the solo, about the 3rd bar now, 4th bar actually. 3, 4. darn. Messed it up. Sorry. 3, 4. So again, watch. 3, 4. So again, you had the 8th note, 16th note, triplet figure to an E to a D. You already did that. He's just using it a little bit differently. That was kind of the first part of the solo, right? We went, well, he does it here again. Same thing, right? Watch from the beginning. I just did a little bit different position. This time I go, why do I stay there? Why are you staying there, Mike? Well, because now I need to bend this E up to the F sharp. Okay, and then release it. Now I'm on the 3rd string. So this is in 7th, right? Let me take it from that E here. 3, 4. So we got to bend that up. And remember, we're putting our other fingers behind it. Look at the release here. Now, let me go back and reiterate some points about bending. When you bend, you notice I'm playing like this. I'm like this. You know, depends on what you're doing. You're like this if you need to be. So, yes, we talked about where you want to play the note when you do pull off, right? Well, now I'm going to bend. I generally don't do this when I bend. I do this a little bit. You know, I don't have huge hands either, but I try to keep my thumb down. I do this. I come up with it, but maybe people just have big hands. To me, that's very cramped. My point is when I'm bending, are you bending any note, right? It's almost like you're playing off the side of the string, right? You're taking it to the side of the string. You're not coming straight down on it because you have to bend it up. If you keep square like this and you try to bend the note, you're going to slip right off. I mean, you can do it. A smaller bend. When you got to scream something up, I get a little bit on the side of that, and my hand angles like this, right? So I'm like playing off the side of the string. I'm not playing right smack down on it. So your hands, depending on what you're playing, are constantly doing this, they're doing this, they're doing that, you're flat. So you're pivoting back and forth all the time. So you have to adapt whatever you're playing, your hand position to whatever you're playing, right? It's not like, well, Mike said play like this a lot, or my instructor said play like that. Yeah, that's doing finger exercises and thing, and that's very useful. You need to be able to play like that. However, you need to be able to do this. So play off the side and mash it in and slide it right up that fret. Okay, and get your other fingers behind that. Right? See how I go a little bit square? I got this. Now I come back. So my hand kind of goes back to a more square position on the fretboard. All right, let's keep going. So we did this. Now what comes after that? Well, we got the and of 4, a pickup measure to his F sharp. And he vibratos again. Now he has the 8th, 16th note again. All right. Now he's going to do a bend rather than this. It's almost the same thing you just did. Watch. Right? Now we go. All right. So let's take a look at the next part. We did that. Our resolution note was A. So 3, I'm going to play on the and of 4. 3, 4, 3, 4. Second string. You're playing this note here. Second string. You see on the 10th fret. This is my 12. Okay. If you're up here, remember, use those fret, or anywhere, use those fret markers. So I have this. I can put all my other fingers, all my other men behind it, And I need to bend that A up. I need to bend a whole step bend, which is this note. Use your ears. If you're not sure, do this and play the other note at the same time. Hear it? So you have this. He goes here. Then he releases. All right? Back to an A, to a G. He's back to this again. That's coming up next. Well, let's take a look from, halfway through the solo on the end of 4. Ready? Again. 3, 4. Back to 5th. Why? Well, I just hear the string there. You can play, as you know, you can play a lot of the same things, or you may or may not know if you're newer to guitar, you probably don't know this. A lot of the same notes appear in many different places, right? So you can play the same riffs in many different places. When you're listening to a solo and you're trying to figure out, it's not just what the notes are, you got to figure out the best positions and what strings. What string is he playing this on? What is your ear telling you? All right. So I never really watched the video of Tommy Schultz playing it. I'm just assuming, he's something very similar to what I am, using my ears. Okay. And what's comfortable? It's comfortable for me, but hey, that might be comfortable for him. But I think it's close. I think he's using a lot of the same strings and positions I am. If he's not, he should. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Just kidding. All right. So again, 3, 4. All right. Now I'm going to take it all the way from the beginning. Ready? 3, 4. That's where we are. Let's take it from that bend. Okay? We do this. I think you're getting that now. We played it so many times in the song, right? Let's take it right from that bend. 3, 4. Okay? Again, back to that F sharp. We keep going to that F sharp. It's kind of long vowel note, and a lot of times a dotted quarter note, meaning a beat and a half. So let's take it from the bend again. 3, 4. Now watch. There's another safe tone, okay? An E. Long vowel note, dotted quarter note again. So he's doing a lot of dotted quarter notes, doing a lot of vibrato on the dotted quarter notes. Let's take it from that bend. 3, 4. Might have played that a little bit off, but you get the idea. Ready? 3, 4, bend. And I want to be there. I want to be there. Because I want to play this, and he slides. So, to me, he can slide this up to here with the 3rd finger. And again, that brings us to here, and there's a C sharp, and I'll talk about that in a second. So, one more time from that bend. There's a B, that would be on a B minor chord, right? Now watch. And he plays that. We're going to do that in a minute. Up here, in 14th position. Okay, we do that in 1 second. Well, let's go back to the bend again. 3, 4. Play this G here, 5th position, slide up. All right, so let's start from this E. All right. 3, we back to 5th position, 3, 4. So again, 3, 4. Here, hammer pull off. Now that C sharp is not in the score. I got the score right here, all right? The music. And back to the D, but that's definitely C sharp. It's not, I'll play it with a C. They have written a C, listen to it. I don't, it's not a C, okay? C sharp. And, you know, it's over that A chord too. So, I mean, you could play C over an A chord and then resolve it to something else. However, all right, let's take it from kind of like the last part of the solo, 3, 4. And let's go to that last part. So we play that D. He comes up to 14th position. And this is another C sharp. It's not in the score. Here's the C sharp here. He does the 1-2 hammer pull off and plays the 3rd string. So this is on the 2nd string. You see that? Okay? Right there. We're all at this 14th position, right? This 12. So hammer, pull off. Go to the 1st string. All right, and then he slides down, plays the chord. So bends that 1st string. Okay, that's an A up to a B. Okay, he releases it, I guess. Okay, then he goes to, I guess, no, that's a G chord. But you learn, I taught the more of the feeling, the chords, you know, a few weeks ago. Please check that video out if you're new to this one. I did all the chords and I just subtracted the solo. All right, well, let's take the whole solo slow. Play the whole thing slow from the beginning. I'm going to back out just a little bit so you can see the whole fretboard a little bit better. Okay? All right, here we go. Wish me luck. 3, 4, 1. Hey, who's that? Tommy, what's going on? Good. Glad it sounds good. Worked hard on my audio, as always. I have so many issues with this audio. Back and forth with the audio. It's 1 week it's good, 1 week it's not. But I generally had to literally throw my really good amp out. I had to, I think it needs some work, you know, some tubes and things. Making all kinds of noises, and so it's real interesting doing this. And all right, we're going to play that now. We're going to play it with the, and thanks for joining, Tom. We're going to do it with the backing track, and we'll do that a couple times, and you can check it out. Okay, here we go. Phase shifter on. I'm going to stop a minute. I didn't have my my pressurizer on. I'm going to talk about effects. That's okay. There we go. I'll make it sound a little better, I think. I'm hitting my mic, too. Crowded here. Here we go. more time, and then we can wrap it up. I can review a little bit. So just to briefly recap, we talked a lot about vibrato, not in there. We talked about vibrato, slurs, hammers, pull-offs, slides, 16th note triplets. They're all in there, okay? On the first half and second half of the beats, bends, and I can talk about effects in a moment. That's what I'm getting my sound from here. All right, one more time on that. Okay, so what am I using here? Well, I'm not going to pick them up and show them to you. You'll get all kinds of funny sounds. On the chain, directly into from a guitar, my first pedal up is what I call what they call it, it's a pressurizer by Amp Tweaker. I love Amp Tweaker stuff, okay? That's a sustain compression type pedal. So check that out. It's a great little product. Then I have my overdrive sound I'm getting, and that's an Amp Tweaker, and that acts as a noise gate too. So it's the Amp Tweaker tight drive. That's what I'm using there, okay? And I have other pedals as well. All right, let's go. That's the next one in the chain. And when you're doing something, you look for the sound you want, and you also, whatever tune you're doing, you got to find the sound. I mean, I don't have a Rockman sustainer. There's actually another company, I forget, it's called a Regenerator, that makes something very similar. Sounds great too. I might be buying that, but it's kind of pricey. However, you look for your sound, but you have to find what works in the chain, and you have to get rid of noise as well, okay? I got my phase shifter after that. So I got three things I'm using as far as pedals. Okay, I got the pressurizer. Again, I have that's the pressurizer by Amp Tweaker. I have the Pro Tight Drive, which is an excellent pedal. And my last one on the chain, giving it that kind of, hopefully, Rockman sustainer Tommy Schultz little Boston sound. Okay, it's just an MXR Phase 95. So it has the two different phases. All right, one from the older style and one from a newer style. So I have it, I believe, on the older style. Now, if you listen to that. Like Call Me the Breeze sound. I love that sound. And that's what I got. And they say it's best to put your phase shifter closer on the end of the chain. So again, first, pressurizer, tight drive, phase shifter. I'm using three pedals to get this point across on the stream. All right, and this is a Gibson ES335. Trusty, it kills a lot of noise. Got great humbuckers on it, and I like using this. People say, why do you use that all the time? Well, it's a really clean guitar for this. Again, you want to kill noise. This is not an easy thing to do here. This multi-streaming here, you get all kinds of funny things. I'm not gonna tell you about my whole setup here. I got the mixing board. I got this amp, that amp. But again, and for the backing track, I just find it very simple to use a looper, and I program those in to the looper. I made this particular backing track up because I couldn't buy it. They didn't have it. So I made it up off of by using Band in the Box, and I just wanted the solo part. You don't want to go through the whole song and get, okay, now here's the solo part. Okay, so we concentrated on the solo, but if you listen to the More Than a Feeling, when I did all the chord changes, I have that backing track as well. All right. Hope you enjoyed this, whoever's out there. There's Tommy. Thanks for joining, Tom. And thanks for giving your input onto how the video and everything looks. All right, so sign up for my Play Like a Pro video courses on String Sound Studios. We have the Pure Beginning Guitar course, the Beginning Blues Guitar course. We also have a midway, kind of a medium, an intermediate blues guitar course. And please check out that ukulele course, right? Send feedback via stringsoundstudios.com or chat with me right here on the website. Let me know what you would like me to do, and I'll try to do it. And I try to do these as much as I can. I don't know exactly what I'm doing next, but remember, we do classic rock. I do everything here, alternative, any kind of style I'll do. I love everything. Yeah, like to practice jazz and all that. So as we go and we evolve, I'm going to do more things and, have a play night where I'm just playing stuff, mostly probably fingerstyle jazz and things of that nature. All right, sign up. And hopefully I will see you soon, and stay tuned for another live stream. All right, and I'll let you know, check the calendar, and we'll send out, join our email list, and you'll get notified of when we're doing one. All right, remember to do this. I'm always trying. Have a good day.
At String Sound Studio.